Hola, konnichiwa, annyeonghaseyo. Hello everyone, my name is Jasmine and I'm going to speak on why foreign language should be taught in elementary schools. Have you ever encountered language barriers in your life? Or maybe had the thought or even attempted to learn a new language but found it difficult? Language is the center of all human interaction. It allows us to connect with people similar and different from us. However, did you know that only about 18% of people in the world speak English? That equates to 1.46 billion people out of the approximate 7.8 billion inhabitants. I myself can only speak English fluently, but am exposed to many other languages at work, school, and home. I only learned Spanish for 3 years in high school, yet don't even know how to hold a conversation in Spanish. Now, in my daily life at work, I come across many situations where the person only speaks Spanish, and I get asked, is there a Spanish speaker here? And I have to pull one of my two coworkers who are able to speak Spanish fluently. Sometimes they aren't available, and I am unable to help the person due to the fact that I do not speak Spanish. And it makes me look back and think, man, if only I was exposed to Spanish earlier. And it's the same for me with Tagalog because I am fully born Filipino, yet don't even know how to speak it fluently, only bits and pieces. More and more people from different countries are interacting with one another, especially those who come to the US for better opportunities. So in order to connect with people who are unable to speak English fluently, the most effective way would be to introduce foreign language in elementary schools. European countries are some of the leaders in foreign language education. According to the Pew Research Center, most European countries have national level mandates for formally learning a language at school, starting at the ages of 6 and 9. It is why there's a Europe median of 92% who learn a language at school. In addition, by the time they reach college, European students already know 2 to 4 languages, and this is incomparable to the US, in which throughout all the 50 states, only 20% are enrolled in foreign language classes. So why would introducing foreign languages in elementary schools be effective? Well, there's a certain time frame in which learning a new language is more efficient, but when that time passes, it can be more difficult to do so. And this time frame is referred to as the critical period, and it starts to diminish around adolescence and ends in adulthood. Language acquisition is part of the brain development at a young age since neural networks are being formed. However, in adulthood, Nadine Kabani of Psychology Today says, quote, adults must be able to reform an already developed word-based cognitive framework into a new language structure to master a new language, end quote. This explains why adults often tend to translate from their first language when already learning a new language. Hence, foreign language should be introduced at the elementary level. There are many benefits to learning another language. First, it improves a child's cognitive development. The neuroplasticity of children's minds allow them to absorb any kind of information effortlessly, like a sponge. The muscles of working memory grow stronger, boosting retention and recall speed. Because of their more developed mindset, an article by Brainscape says, quote, inhibition is key to learning new information and skills, as it allows you to focus on what's important, while reducing interference from what you already know, as well as similar concepts. Since bilingual people have better developed inhibition, studies demonstrate that they can not only learn a third or fourth language quicker, but can develop any learned skill faster, end quote. Second, it promotes cultural understanding and appreciation. Now imagine yourself going into a country where you don't know the language very well, but happen to run into someone who speaks your native language. It can't be denied that you would feel relieved and happy, right? If children learn another language, they will not only be able to connect with those from different cultural backgrounds, but also be exposed and gain perspective of different cultures and traditions, developing empathy for people from different countries. In this way, children would respect multilingualism and see how valuable it is. Some may argue that just knowing English is enough to get you by and that there's no reason to learn a second language. Another argument to be made is that integrating foreign language into K-12 education would overwhelm students rather than benefit them. However, building a foundation of secondary language learning at an early age will help them excel in the future. As mentioned before, their brains are equipped to acquire language faster than adults would. In the long run, when they get older, they will have more opportunities and have vastly expanded horizons than their monolingual counterparts. For example, speaking a second language will broaden their career and job opportunities as companies in any field tend to look for those who speak multiple languages rather than just one. According to a Forbes article called Improve Your Salary and Career by Learning a Second Language by T.C. Bauer, quote, fully 40% of multilingual employees said language skills helped them land a job, and they earned 19% more than single language speakers. They were also more likely to have received a raise in the last year, end quote. So, it is important that children learn another language during the critical period and not wait until they are in their teen years. The U.S. education system is falling behind in our increasingly diverse world. So, solving the problem of the lack of foreign language class in elementary school in U.S. education would require a lot of support, extensive planning, and funds. There needs to be an implementation plan in which parents, schools, and teachers should advocate for the inclusion of foreign language classes in the elementary school curricula. This would capitalize the natural learning abilities of the young brain. By giving them the groundwork to learning another language, it is worth the effort, as we would be helping future students become international leaders. This would also open up more professional opportunities for elementary school teachers who are multilingual. Resources would then be allocated for language learning materials that are immersive and fun, as well as for cultural exchange programs. By setting children up for linguistic proficiency, we are not only leading them towards a better future for themselves, but also a more connected society. As can be seen, the benefits outweigh the disadvantages: personal growth, career opportunities, cultural appreciation, and more. So, let's break language barriers by implementing foreign language class in elementary schools and empower children and future generations with the tools they need in their future, because they are our future. Thank you for listening.